How's it going, everybody? Figured I'd show you guys the update of the solar for the RV, since I've had a little while now to test it out and just show you guys how it's working. So earlier video I showed the setup for this, at least the basic setup for this off-grid inverter, and this is a GROWATT. This is literally called an off-grid inverter, which is pretty awesome. Now it's also a charge controller, so this whole unit is a charge controller and an inverter all in one here. So I don't have to buy a separate inverter, or I'm sorry, a charge controller and inverter. It all comes together as one unit. Very convenient. So this right now I have sitting inside our RV, and right here you can see we just decided to put it, I decided to put it inside this little cabinet area here because for a couple reasons. Number one, I want to keep the unit cool, and since we use the air conditioning in this thing almost all the time, it stays cool in here, so I don't have to worry about this thing overheating. A lot of videos I saw where they have separate solar sheds, which we will have a solar shed separately, but for now there's no need for one, and it stays cool in here. And the batteries are in the front of the fifth wheel, so they're all wired up. So I'm going to show you guys the setup here just to show you the readout and how this thing actually works. So the unit cost me about 750 bucks if I remember correctly, but it's around there. And here you have your readout. It'll come with a booklet, and right here this is going to tell me if I want to set up a grid tie to this thing. I can actually wire in electricity into this unit, and the reason you would do that is, let's say your batteries go dead, or it's a cloudy or rainy day and you don't have enough juice for whatever you're powering. You can actually set it up to where it'll kick on when that happens, and you can just go with grid tie electricity instead of having to unplug it and plug it back in, that kind of thing. So it's pretty cool that way. Now I think you can also hook up a generator to this too, because there's a 30 amp breaker in the front here, so you could actually in theory hook up a generator to this thing, and instead of going out and unplugging this from the solar, which is how I have it set up, and then I plug it into the generator, you could just plug the generator straight into this and wire it right into here, and then when those conditions come up where you can't really use the solar, I could just turn on the generator and it'll supply power to this. It'll charge your batteries, do whatever you need it to do, whatever settings you have on the machine, it'll continue to do that. But you can mess around with that stuff. So right here, this is telling me we're at 120 volts. So this tells me the percentage that I'm using right now of electricity from a 3,000 watt system for a 3,000 watt inverter. So the capacity of this thing is at 1.2%, meaning I don't have anything on right now. Usually what happens during the day here, if my wife's out of town, which she's on a business trip right now, I just leave the thing charging, and right now it's almost completely dedicated to charging the battery setup that I have. And what this is telling me is, this is saying that there's 180, 190 volts. It fluctuates all the way up to 230 volts depending on the sun, the power and everything. And it's coming into the unit, as you can see right here, and right now it's showing that it's charging. So let's say charging solar. So it's a 48 volt system, and so right now it's charging at 53, almost 54 volts. It'll go up to about 58 volts too to charge, and hopefully by the end of the day then your batteries are completely charged. So that's that. And then this right here, what's cool about this unit, which I think is the coolest thing about this thing that really sold me on it, was in the settings you can set the way you want this inverter to act and what priority you want it to use power. So if I had all three things hooked into this, I could make it to where I use grid tie power first and solar as a backup. I can make it to where I use the batteries first and solar as a backup, or I can set it the way I have it now, where I have it as solar first and the batteries are just the backup. So you could potentially use this thing without batteries and just use this without any batteries at all. Although I did watch a video of Will Prost doing it with something similar, and he said this, for an air conditioning you're going to need some kind of battery, because what will happen is you get a surge right now of power when you turn on an air conditioner. Say it might go up to like 4,000 to 5,000 watts. So you're going to need battery juice at least to get that thing started. Now this does have a surge on it. I forget, I think it's like 2 times. So it can be up to like, I think 6,000 watt surge for like 1 to 2 seconds. And it'll actually, so if you turn it on an air conditioner or something like that, you don't have to just stick to the 3,000, because a lot of electronic, appliances do that. So anyways, so this has a setup. Now I'm going to turn on the air conditioner and show you guys. So I'm going to turn on the air conditioner right now in the RV. I'm reaching over. Okay, so initially you saw that a fault will come on, which it's fine. It's normal that it does that. And right now I got the air conditioner on, and now it's going to show that I'm using 30% of the capacity of this inverter. So we're at about 1,000 watts. About 1,100 watts here, and this thing will kick up. Usually once the air conditioner gets going, it'll be at about 50% sometimes, depending on how hot it is. So it's 9 in the morning right now. So, but yeah, so see, that's how it works. And this is powered. My RV is powered 100% on solar right now. I will say that we do use the generator about 3 hours a day right now. And the reason is because, number one, you don't get fully sunny days. Number two, I don't have a big enough battery bank for this thing to run it completely off of solar and battery. My advice would be is get more than you need, because ultimately you're going to need a lot of panels and a lot of batteries if you're going to run an air conditioning unit. So I did explain this setup in a video before, so you can go back into the videos and you can see like the setup, and I explain all this stuff here, not in great detail because I'm not an electrician, so I'm just showing you guys what I have set up here, but just to show you guys that it's possible to do. So, and I mean, we've been off grid for less than 2 months, and I got my solar set up, within a month of being out here. So you can do it, anybody can do it if you get enough of the parts and you just do the research. That's what I did before I even came out here. I had all the components bought and basically just sat on them for months and just did the research, so when I came out here I could hit the ground running, so to speak, and actually get this thing set up fairly quick. So that's the update on the solar here for the RV, folks. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. And we'll talk to you soon.